In today's video, I'm going to show you how to transfer files from a remote Linux system to your PC. So for this tutorial, we are going to focus on a Linux-based PC. I'll make tutorials later on for Windows users. All right. So let's take a look at this scenario here. I think I have my virtual box opened. Yeah. Let's try this. All right. So this is my remote server. It's a virtual environment, by the way. So what I'm going to do is to transfer, or let's say copy files from that server, this directory, and its contents to my PC. So first we will try to copy a directory and its contents. And then we're also going to copy a file or files. So these are the two things we are going to do. So remote server to our local PC, which is here. So I'm going to transfer everything to this directory. I'm already logged in, by the way. So if I do pwd, it shows that directory. So this is where I'm working. This is where the files will be transferred to. All right. I am also logged into the remote server here so that I can do stuffs as we go along. All right. So to transfer files, we use the SCP tool or utility. So if you want to transfer files, then it's SCP. You bring your source, and then you bring your destination. This is the generic way of transferring files. So because we are going to transfer from a remote server, the address comes here, and then the path to where you want to transfer to our PC also comes here. That's it. Now with SCP, if you are going to use it, you need to get the IP address of the remote server. You also need to get the user credentials or the user details. So we will look at all these things now. All right. So let's just take a look at an example here. I'll clean everything and now proceed. There are things we will add on as we go along. All right. So we will try this. Let's go back to the virtual environment. I think I have it open here. Yeah. So I'm going to try this first. First of all, let's do this. We are going to copy this file, just this one, to our system. All right. So this is what we are going to do. Let's go back. All right. I'm also on it here, so I'll just use this approach. So to do it in the context of our tutorial, it's going to be SCP, and then it's going to be the user credential. So that's the username, @ and then you bring your address, colon, and then @2 files, and then you bring your destination. So the destination here is ./ because we want to transfer to our current working directory. All right. So the user here is the username. So if you take a look at my terminal here for that remote server, this is the account name user. So that is what has been given here. You can replace it with yours if you are working on a different system. And then the address is the IP address. So the IP address, you have to get it from your system admin. And some also configured a server to use host address or host names. So just check with your system admin and you will know the instructions for transferring files. But we are following this approach, which should work for almost everybody. All right. So for me, my IP address is this. So let me just clear this. I'll do everything at first. So my IP address is 192.168.2.203. And then I bring my colon, and I bring the path to the files. So let's take a look at the path to the files. I'm already here. Let's do an ls So the file I want to copy is in quotes. So let's cd to quotes. All right, so I'm in that directory. So if I want to get a path to a file, I need to cd into the directory, which I've done first. Let me just go over again. Let's ls into quotes. So the file is this one, and I want to transfer it. So I have to get a path. So to get a path, I can cd into it. That's the directory that has the file. I can do pwd, and then the pwd will give me the path to that directory. So let's ls to get a file. So the path for the file becomes the path of the directory, which is /home /user /quotes /diabetes pima.csv. So this becomes the path to that file, everything. So we need this information. Now, alternatively, you can also do this. You can use the rel path to get the path of the file. So I can say rel path, and I specify the file name. So this will also give me the file, the path. Okay, the path to the file, the path of the file. Rel path, you don't necessarily have to be in the directory, it can be anywhere. So I can even do it. I can say to get the path of a file, I can say rel path / and I specify the file. So this will also give me everything. So it is this one that I need. All right, so I'll copy this and then I'll send it here and I'll paste it. So this becomes the full information that we need for that file that we want to transfer to our system. And then I bring a space and I'll say /. So this is how we do it. So your username and then your address : and then the path to the file. So let's execute this command. Now we need to enter our password. So I'll enter mine now. And now we have the file downloaded. So let's do an ls and we'll see it here. So we have transferred it. So that's how we transfer a file from a remote Linux server to our system using SCP. All right, now let's take a look at something else. All right, we are going to take a look at another scenario. Now, let's say you want to transfer the directory, everything, the entire directory. The entire directory to our PC, our system. So how do we do that? Again, we need to get a path. Now I'll just use this one approach because it's straightforward. So I'll say rel path quotes, but you need to get a path to that directory. So there's it. All right. Now with directories, if you want to transfer, that's how we do it. We say scp-r, and then all the other details remain the same, like how I've explained it. All right. So it's this one here. There's a path, and then /. So that's how we transfer. So for directories, you bring your -r, that is recursive. That means that we are copying the directory as well as its contents to your destination. So in this case, our PC. All right, so that's how we do it. So let's execute this command. Let's enter our password, and then now everything has been copied. So let's do an ls, and we are going to find our directory there. So the directory also has all the files. All right. So we also have the progress here to tell you the percentage. So 100% means everything has been transferred. Now there can be situations where the transfer can be interrupted. So in that case, you can resume it. You don't have to start afresh. I'll make another tutorial on that, by the way. So just make sure to come back later to watch that. So I'll do that. So once it's done, I'll put that link to the video in the description box. All right. So we have this done. All right. Now there could be situations where we have to indicate a port. Now SCP by default uses port 22. Some servers have been configured to use a different port. For security reasons, they can have different ports. So I'll show you how to also specify a port. okay, a port when you are using the SCP. All right, so we will go back again. So this time, let's say ls quotes. Now let's transfer ml.py, this one here. Okay, by this time we'll use a port, a different address and different ports. So to specify a port when using SCP, it is SCP and you say -p, and then you indicate your port number. So mine is 3022, and then you bring your user details. So we have user at IP address 127.0.0.1. You bring your colon, and then you specify the path to the file or file. So here I can say /home /user/code/ml.py, and I'll bring my .py like this. So let's execute this command. Let's enter our password. Yeah, and then we have the file transferred for us. Let's do an ls to check, and we have the file there. Okay, so this is how we also specify the port. Now you can also transfer and then rename at the same time. Okay, so now let's do this. Let's try to transfer the same file again. For now, let's still use the same ports. So this will still work if your server has been configured with the default port. So that means you don't need to use the -p flag. It will still work. All right. So once you specify the source, all the information, and they are correct, now with the output, you can just indicate a file name. So you can say maybe my code.py. So that means transfer will be done, but then the file will be renamed to my code.py. So let's execute this command. Let's type our password, and now it's done. So now if I do an ls, I'll have this there. All right, so this is how we also transfer and then rename. You can also do the same for the directories, like this one, for example. You can do it. Of course, don't forget to bring your -r. So this should serve as a basic, okay, or basis for you to start transferring your files. All right. Now with the transfer, you can also use mobile STM to transfer. There are other utilities you can use, but I'll be calling more tutorials on this approach, on this file transfer from remote systems to your PC as well. So just make sure to come back to this channel and watch some more. So for now, that's what I have, and I'll see you in the next session.